everybody, this is Lord Tremendous. Got another battle report here for you. Real quick, if you're wondering why it's the weird face of a bearded dragon as my intro screen, it's because it's my channel and I can post whatever pictures I want, provided they don't violate the terms of service. So yeah, but no, got a new pet, having fun with it. Blast me on the comments forums. It'll be fun for everybody. But yeah, back to the point. Got another battle report for you. 2,500 point battle. Lord Tremendous, that's me, versus my quickly becoming Nurgle rival, Prince Flemface, also of the Warriors of Chaos. My list was pretty much the same list you've seen. Get used to seeing it. I'm practicing with it for the Alamo GT, so it is what it is. My Demon Prince, Lord Tremendous, who's got the Marquezine. She's a level 4 wizard, Chaos Armor with Wings, Charm Shield, Dragonbane Gem, Other Trickster Shard, the Demon Blade, Soul Feeder, Scaled Skin, and the Laura Medal. His compatriots are the Exalted Hero, Tardum, the Herald of Tzeentch. He is, strangely enough, got the Mark of Tzeentch. He's my BSB. He's on a demonic mount that's barded. He's got a great weapon because a sharpened eye beam to the face changes everyone's perspective. He's got the Talisman of Preservation, Poisonous Slime, and the Third Eye of Tzeentch. Last but not least is my Chaos Sorcerer, Ashigus the Muse, who's got the Mark of Slaanesh. He's a level 2 wizard using a Steed of Slaanesh, the Slickness. He's got himself an Enchanted Shield, the Skull of Catan, a Luckstone, Ruby Ring of Ruin, and the Laura Slaanesh, because it's sexy. My core consists of what it's always consisted of, a 24 by brick of Chaos Warriors with a Mark of Tzeentch, full command, hand weapon shield, and the Banner of Eternal Flame. I've got a sacrificial unit of 5 Warhounds with poison attacks because I didn't know where else to put 5 points. I've got 2 chariots, 1 Tzeentch and 1 Slaanesh. The Slaanesh one, of course, is Orcish Elegance because it's a wet mess. My special choices are 3 Trolls, Ooga Booga and Booga, with the extra hand weapon upgrade. I've got 5 Hellstriders, the Pleasure Riders, with Spears, Shields, Banner, and a Musician. And, of course, my Chimera with poison attacks and regen. Last but not least is my rare choice, the Mutalith. Gotta love my beast. My opponent's list is from memory because he does it on his phone and I never get his phone. He just won't give it to me. I don't know why. He had a Demon Prince, Mark Nurgle, who was a level 4 wizard. He had Chaos Armor with Wings. He used the Dawnstone, Poisonous Slime, Soul Feeder, Scaled Skin, a Chaos Familiar, and used the Lore of Nurgle. His hero choice was an Exalted Hero, Mark Nurgle, BSB, on a demonic mount that was barded. He had a shield and glittering scales. His core choice was 18 by Chaos Warriors with the Mark Korn, Hallbridge Shields, Banner, Musician. He had another unit of Chaos Warriors, 20 of them, with Mark Nurgle this time, Hand Weapon Shield, Banner, Musician. And I don't even know why he takes these things. 28 Marauders, Mark Korn, Great Weapons, Musician. I don't know. Maybe he just likes to give me points. Who knows? Sorry, I'm racist against Marauders. And of course, his special choice, the Nightmare bringing 18 by Horde Brick of Trolls, all with extra hand weapons. Ugh. Just looking at that. I mean, look at it. Just looking at it, it's just kind of like, I don't know what I'm going to do against that thing. Here are my spells, 4 from Metal, 2 from Slaanesh, and the Fireball spell for the Ruby Ring of Ruin. I know, it's the power level 3 one. You can't upgrade it. I know. I never do. Quit yelling at me. Prince Phlegm spells, 5 from the Laura Nurgle because he had the Chaos Familiar and he's level 4. So yeah, 1 plus 4 equals Pineapple. We're good to go. Here's deployment. Look, I did the pictures right this time. As you can see, we square off against each other. I'm more over to my right because I'm trying to stay away from the trolls. And I've got my dogs and what's it called? My Hellstriders with Ashigus over there to deal with the Demon Prince and the trolls. Not to actually deal with them, I shouldn't say it like that, but to just kind of harass them and try to lower the number of trolls as quickly as I can. Other than that, everything else, I've got a Chariot and a Mutalith to square off against the Marauders because, to be honest, just one of those would have been enough. But if he gets lucky with his rolls and kills one of them, the other one's there to back him up and take him out. My Demon Prince is kind of sitting between my right flank and the middle there, and the plan there was to just put him where needed. I was hoping to get him into a unit of one of those blocks of warriors to just kill him himself. With the Demon Blade, even rolling poorly, my output of wounds is so extreme that it's just he's a brick breaker all by himself. Thunder Stomp, Demon Blade, all at strength 6. If you don't have the Banner of the World Dragon, I've got your number. My warriors and my trolls were making up my center just to go where they needed to go. My trolls versus his trolls with my BSB. It was really just kind of one of those things. It was my plan was to get the trolls close to him and then run the BSB out of the unit. Just let the trolls die. It's 114 points. I don't care. And then sacrifice the dogs to catch the overrun and put him out of position so I could try to magic him for a while the rest of my army dealt with his 2 bricks of warriors and his marauders. So there's the unneeded explanation of my plan. Here's my opponent's right flank. There's his Demon Prince. Once again, he's borrowing mine, so if he looks familiar, good eye. And his 18 by brick of trolls with extra hand weapons, and his BSB on a demonic mount joining the unit so that they have a leadership higher than retarded. Here's my opponent's center. There's the 18 by brick of Corrin Warriors. Right next to them is the 20 by brick of Nurgle Warriors. And the useless unit, the 28 by brick of Marauders with Mark Khorne and great weapons. And one of them now knows how to hum a tune. Yay! Here's my right flank, my Chimera, my Zinch Chariot. I'm getting the regular one, so yes. My Mutalith Vortex. And of course, right next to him is my other chariot, Orcish Elegance, who does not have a clever voice yet. There's the center, Demon Prince, Warriors, BSB with Trolls. And my left side, unit of the throwaway dogs, and a unit of not to be thrown away Hellstriders with Ashkiss the Muse, my level 2 Sorcerer. Here's top of 1 after movement. I elected not to Vanguard my Hellstriders simply because the Demon Prince, no matter where I went with those 12 inches, that Demon Prince would have been able to charge them, and I'm not confident in my Hellstriders' ability to kill a Demon Prince. In close combat anyway. So I was kind of glad I decided not to Vanguard because he got to go first. And as you can see, his Demon Prince runs up and kind of gets an angle on my warriors and my trolls, which made me a little nervous. His trolls came running up there full foot, and his Khorne warriors made a mistake. They got a little too close. They were in charge range for my Demon Prince, which he needed a 9 to hit him, but on 3d6, that's not really hard to do. Meanwhile, his Nurgle Warriors and his Khorne Marauders take a more conservative approach and only inch their way forward a little bit. It was smart with the Nurgle Warriors. He was trying to get my warriors into the forest so they wouldn't be steadfast. It was smart. I see what he's trying to do there. His magic phase and his shooting phase, his shooting phase doesn't exist, and his magic phase was unimportant. I think he did a wound to my trolls. So we went into bottom of 1, and as you can see, I waste no time charging my Demon Prince into the Khorne Warriors. And after a bunch of measuring, it was a 50-50 chance that I was going to end up into his flank, because it was literally, I was perfectly cut in half between where he was going, and we rolled off, and I ended up in his flank, and I made my charge, obviously. The Hellstriders come up to harass the Demon Prince or the Trolls, depending. My trolls and my warriors turn to face whichever charge he tries to throw. I wasn't quite ready to remove my BSB from the trolls yet, so I left him there. It was a gamble, and my Mutalith, Chariots, and Chimera get ready to take care of my right flank. During the magic phase, I am able to get... Oh, wait, no, during his magic phase, I'm sorry, he was able to get Miasma Pestilence off onto Khorne Warriors, but I did not care. It was -1 weapon skill and initiative. Still hitting you on 3s, still swinging first. Whoopie-dee-doo. I think he was just doing it to try to get the lore attributes, so it worked out. But yeah, here's a picture of the Demon Prince about to just unleash unbridled hell onto their face holes. During my magic phase, Ashkiss, using his shiny new Ruby Ring of Ruin, gets Fireball off on 1d6, I might add, into the Trolls. And the idea here was literally just do a wound to get rid of his regen. I thought he was going to dispel it. I was trying to pull some of his dispel dice, because the only spells I was going to throw at this guy were like Final Transmutation and Phantasmagoria, so regen wasn't even going to be a factor. But he let it go. I rolled a 6 and did 4 wounds, so I pop 1 and I leave a wound on him. So yeah, little troll clam bake there. Outstanding. And then I throw Final Transmutation off on him, and I kill 4 more trolls. And yeah, luckily my opponent's more intelligent than I am. I was for some reason thinking 5s and 6s were doing it, and if that had been the case, it'd have been 6 dead trolls, an entire rank of golden trolls. But no, instead, out of the 18, I rolled 4 6s, and 4 of them just go poof. So already that unit's not nearly as scary. Still terrifying, but not like Night Terrors terrifying. You know what I mean? Combat happens, and I roll like 8 or 9 attacks with the Demon Blade. I hit him 6 or 7 times, all of them wound. I hit myself once, but I armor save it. And then with Thunder Stomp, I kill like 9, 11 guys. I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dead Khorne warriors. Oh, I like the Demon Blade. I really, really do. It's totally worth the risk. I cannot encourage you to try it more. If you play Warriors of Chaos and you're gonna take a Demon Prince, go ahead, give it a shot. You should enjoy it, unless your dice just completely hate you. Out of 6 or 7 games, I've only killed myself with it once, and for the most part, it's really hard to wound because with a 1-up armor and a 5-up ward, and you're re-rolling ones for Zinch anyway for your ward save, and you need a 3 to wound yourself, it's not always going to hurt you. So give it a shot. Come on, quit being a sissy. But yeah, I beat them in combat, no problem, but they're steadfast. They make their break test and turn to face me. So you got to give them respect. The Khorne warriors, they are no longer frenzied. They've accepted their fate, and they've turned to look death in the face. Mad respect. So here's top of 2 after movement. As you can see, not a whole lot. My opponent, in my opinion, I don't know what his strategy was, kind of balked a little bit. His Demon Prince could have easily slammed into the front of my warriors and just started unleashing unholy terror on them with a re-rollable 2-up armor save. There was no chance in hell I was going to actually wound him. But he didn't. Instead, he decided to come around and fire off some more spells at me. And, well, you'll see how that worked out in a minute. His trolls didn't charge my trolls in my BSB either. I think it might have been too far of a charge. And his Nurgle Warriors didn't slam into the flank of my Demon Prince, which is probably smart because it would have just been one more unit that my Demon Prince would have just face raped, you know? So it all worked out. And his Marauders stayed right where they're at. I guess he just accepted it. I don't know. During his magic phase, he bolsters the heck out of his troll unit. I think getting Miasma Pestilence and Fleshy Abundance on. I think this was twofold. Make the trolls harder to kill and to try to get a couple more rolls on his lore attribute chart to up his toughness and wounds, but he didn't get it off. In combat, believe it or not, I roll a 1 for my Demon Blade, so I only get 4 attacks, but with Thunderstomp and everything like that, I'm still able to kill 5 guys, break them down past steadfast, and they break, and I run them down, and I stomp them out like a used cigarette, just to make sure. Zinch and Khorne don't really get along all that well. So here's bottom of 2 after movement. As you can see, I'm a bit more aggressive than my opponent, and I moved up a lot. The Warriors have now turned to face the Demon Prince because they've come to accept what's going to happen. The dogs go through the ruins there and lose 1 of their number. Not enough for a panic check, thank God, but they do lose 1. Ashigus moves up to try to beat down the trolls some more. And my Chimera and my Chariot charge into the Marauder brick, while the Mutalith and other Chariot, I think the other Chariot tried to charge the Nurgle Warriors and failed his charge. Nurgle Warriors or the Marauders, can't remember which, but I failed my charge with them. And the Mutalith, I think, also tried to charge the Nurgle Warriors and failed his charge. So they're still all sitting there getting ready to do what they got to do. My BSB ran out of the unit of trolls and moved next to the Warriors. I didn't want to join the Warriors, but I wanted them nearby for the reroll. And I sacrificed my unit of 3 trolls just in case his trolls needed something to charge. So, yeah, we go into the magic phase, and I throw all caution to the wind and do a final transmutation on the trolls again because it worked out so great last time. And I get it off, and I roll a 6 for his BSB and obliterate him with no saves of any kind allowed. I turned him into a statue, a beautiful golden statue. I was thrilled. My opponent was cursing my name, but I was thrilled. And you know what? It's all about me. And then I think I get 2 or 3 more trolls dead just from the final transportation on the unit part. So again, the trolls are quickly becoming a non-issue. My shooting phase doesn't exist, so in combat, I attack the crud out of the marauders. I kill like 11 or 12. It's an insane amount. But they're still steadfast and they stay, and they put a couple of wounds on my chariot for my troubles. So here's top of 3 after movement. Again, my opponent doesn't charge with the Demon Prince. I'm really confused by that, I won't lie. His tactic here really confused me. He didn't charge the trolls with his trolls. He didn't, well, which makes sense because I would have been able to flank charge him. And now that his trolls are leaderless, I think they failed their stupidity check. I know they failed their stupidity check. But yeah, his Demon Prince doesn't go in. I think his Nurgle Warriors may have tried to charge a Mutolith and failed, or they just moved up. Either way, it was a no-go. Yeah, that's right. They tried to charge my Slanesh chariot, and I fled. And they tried to redirect into Mutolith and failed. So that's what happened there. And so yeah, it was interesting. I was expecting him to charge in his Demon Prince. He didn't, so I tried to capitalize. Here's a picture of his trolls. He rolled an 11 for his stupidity check. And with no BSB, he didn't get to reroll it, so they trundle forward a few inches. There's a picture of my Slanesh chariot running away from the Nurgle Warriors because they're icky. During his magic phase, he gets Curse of the Leper off on my warriors. And if you're wondering where the giant model is and why there's a dice that with the 4 on it in the middle of the unit, my wife showed up to the shop and started painting the giant, so I took her out of there so she could do it, because I'm not going to stop progress. I will not apologize for art. But anyway, during the magic phase, he gets Curse of the Leper off on my unit, and I knew what he was trying to do. I just figured it wasn't that big of a deal. So I let Curse of the Leper go off because he rolled really high for it, and I didn't want to blow all my dice on it. And so yeah, he brings him down 3 toughness, and they're toughness 1. And then he throws the rest of his dice at Rancid Visitations on the unit. And I threw he didn't irresistible it through. I threw every die I had at it in the Dispel phase, which I think was like 6, and I missed. I rolled terribly, and I missed it. And Rancid Visitation goes off on a toughness 1 unit. Out of 24 guys, 15 die before I roll a 1 for my toughness check. I think he got 8d6 worth of hits on him and stuff, and all I had was a 6-up ward to protect myself. Oh man, did that suck. Oh. So yeah, that unit got beat up pretty good there. So we went into combat, and his Marauders get just mulched. There's 4 left. And of course they flee, but they get away. They're fast, at least. Khorne is fast. We've established this in previous videos. But yeah, he gets away, and my Chariot and Chimera are hot on their tail. So here's bottom of 3 after movement, and as you can see, kind of a lot happens. The Warriors, who are pissed that they just lost more than half their numbers, charge into the Trolls. The Demon Prince charges in to help out. My Trolls fail their stupidity check and trundle forward an inch. And the dogs continue to watch, and the Hellstriders turn their sights onto the Demon Prince to mess with. Meanwhile, the Mutolith, or the Slanesh Chariot rallies. The Mutolith hangs back because my Chimera chases the Marauders off the table. He charges them, and they're off the table. And my Tzeentch Chariot turns around to face the flank of the Nurgle Warriors, just to give them something to think about. Here's a close-up picture of the Warriors and the Demon Prince. It's just time to end the Trolls as best we can, you know what I mean? During my magic phase, I get a small buff off of the Enchanted Blades on my Tzeentch Warriors to make them hit on 2s, because I need some flaming attacks, you know? And during combat, I win. I think I killed 2, maybe 3 trolls. No, 2 trolls and 1 wound. And they stick it out. They do 4 wounds to me. I still win combat, but they're steadfast, and the Demon Prince is within 12, so they're steadfast 9, and they stay. And reform to add another rank to make it a little bit more difficult to break them. So that was smart, I got to admit. I'm a little nervous at this point. I'm like, oh no, my Demon Prince is going to die. And I think the Demon Blade actually did do a wound to my Demon Prince this turn. So here's top of 4 after movement. As you can see, his Demon Prince finally charged my BSB. And I was a little worried about this charge at first. I was like, I'm going to lose my BSB, but he's got a 2-up armor, a 3-up ward, and he's got strength 7 great weapon attacks. I'm feeling like I have a chance. You know what I mean? It's like his armor save is going to be seriously reduced. His ward save is only a 5 up. I know he's probably got that damn Dawnstone because he hasn't used anything else. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to see what happens. So I stayed, and he made it no problem. So yeah, there's a better picture of it. The Demon Prince slamming into my BSB, kind of epic on the hill there. Kind of a good pose. And then yeah, we go into combat, and I kill another couple of trolls. He kills all but the unit champion and the banner bearer of my warriors. I still win combat, and they're still steadfast 9, so nobody goes anywhere. In this combat, however, Zinch proves to be greater than Nurgle. My BSB, he hits and wounds me like 2 or 3 times, and I make my saves no problem. And then I swing and hit back. I hit him twice, one with poison because he's got poisonous slime, and one on a 5 because he's Mark Nurgle, so you need to, an infinity high number to hit him. And yeah, strength 7, toughness 5. I need 2, so I wound him twice. Since he's only got the Dawnstone, he's only, and Scaled Skin and Chaos Armor, he's got a 2-up armor, which becomes a 6-up armor and a 5-up ward. Rerollable 6-up armor. He doesn't make any of his saves, so he is half dead. Not only do I win combat, but I established dominance on his right flank, which was good. Now only the left flank is kind of confused about superiority. But yeah, definitely like my kid out for the BSB. He went toe to toe solo with a Demon Prince and came out on top. So here's bottom of 4 after movement, and it's curtains. It's just all curtains. The trolls make their leadership test because now they're close enough to be in the Demon Prince's leadership bubble, and they charge into the trolls. My chariots both charge into the Nurgle warriors, and they, for whatever reason, turned around to face the rear of my Demon Prince. I don't know why he did that, but he did. And yes, my chariot that's in the forest did make his dangerous terrain check. The Mutalith also tried to charge the Nurgle warriors, but failed his charge, and so he ends up right where you see him. And the Chimera comes back on the table after chasing down the remaining 4 Marauders, and just comes back to see where he should go. There's not a whole lot left. Meanwhile, Ashicus leaves the unit of Hellstriders and runs over to harass the Demon Prince solo style, because that's the way he rolls. Yeah. Here's a better picture of the trolls coming in there to establish dominance, which is always nice. Close-up picture of my chariots dual charging the Nurgle warriors, and anytime you get a dual charge with chariots onto anything, you just, your inner child sings. It's nice. It's nice. I was singing on the inside. So yeah, we go into magic, and as you can see, Ashicus steals the glory from my BSB. I got Cacophonic Choir off on his Demon Prince, and I cast it because what other option did I have? I wanted him to strike last. I wanted him to have random movement just in case he won and tried to chase or tried to overrun. Well, tried to chase down the BSB because he would have fled and died, but he could have overran. So I wanted him just to have the D6 movement. I really didn't think I was going to kill him. But yeah, the spell goes off. It wasn't. I don't think it was irresistible. No, it wasn't. It goes off. My opponent fails to dispel it, and he gets like 9 hits. Like I roll 9 hits on him, only 2 wounded, and I was like, "Ooh, that's not a good roll." So my opponent rolls his ward saves, misses both of them, and he dies. Plurins Phlegmface goes down to Cacophonic Choir. And there was much rejoicing. Yeah, Ashicus steals the glory from the BSB, and that's hilarious. And just to prove that the gods approved, they gave him +1 toughness on the Eye of the Gods chart for killing a monster. So yeah, at this point, my opponent has now lipstick listed my name to the top there. So no, he was a good sport. I'm just playing. And then in combat over here, he flubs. He throws up on everybody. My one warrior dies, but nobody else takes any wounds. I kill another few. He's no longer steadfast because we have the same amount of ranks. I have my unit champion left in my unit, and that's it. But the trolls are no longer steadfast. Their leadership 4 goes to a leadership 0. He does not roll, well, leadership 1, but yeah, he doesn't make his break test and he flees. And believe it or not, my demon prince I restrained with simply because I wanted him to go and help out the chariots so I could turn to face the Nurgle warriors. My trolls and my unit champion go after him. My trolls do not run down his trolls, but the one remaining Tzeentch warrior, the unit champion, runs the remaining trolls down. So he got his revenge in the end, and that's what's the most important. Then we go into combat over here with the chariots against the Nurgle warriors. I roll another 12 impact hits. It was glorious how many impact hits I did, and I wound a whole bunch. I do a bunch more in combat and stuff like that. I kill what 8 guys plus charge, high ground, rear flank, all that good stuff. I win combat by a landslide. He's steadfast. He stays, but he can't turn and face me because he's hitting 2 sides. Yay! So we go to top of 5. And needless to say, he is not having fun anymore, which I apologize for. But in all fairness, he does it to me sometimes, so I felt better about it. And nothing changes on the board because the only unit he has left is in combat. So we do another combat. I forget to take a picture of it afterwards. Suffices to say, he makes his break check and stays. So we go to bottom of 5. And I was going to hold back. And my opponent got mad at me and said, no, play like you would play. And so I was like, okay. And you know what? You got to respect that. When you got an opponent that good, that even though it's just going completely left field and you're trying to back down a little bit for XYZ reason, he tells you, no, come at me. Don't stop now just because it's looking good. These warriors will roll you, or something. But no, he was cool about it. He was a damn good opponent, and yeah, I was actually impressed by that. So I took his advice. I sent the Demon Prince, the Chimera, and the Mutalith into the Nurgle Warriors because they's gots to die. I moved my BSB up so that they were all within his leadership bubble of 12 inches, or the BSB bubble of 12 inches, just in case I lost the combat. And the Ashicus runs up just because maybe I want to get a spell off. I was like, hey, you want me to play hardcore? Then we'll play hardcore. Meanwhile, the Hellstriders, Trolls, Dogs, and one remaining Chaos Warrior run up to watch the end fight. Yeah, it's not looking good for Warriors, huh? Oh, man. It's just as funny when it happens to me, so don't think that I won't giggle when it's my guys, too. But yeah, what a terrible position for the Nurgle Warriors to be in. And to make matters worse, I get Transmutation let off on the Nurgle Warriors just to add insult to injury. I'm a bad person. I admit that. So we go into combat, and yeah, we stomped him to a man. There's nothing left. Every single one dies, and there it is. That's the game. He's tabled. What is it? Bottom of 5. There's no opponent Warriors of Chaos left at all. And that's what the table looks like at the end of the game. And you know what? When everything goes your way, when your dice are rolling good, when your army's performing and everything's supporting everything else the way it should, that's when you know you've got a solid list. And of course that means as soon as the GT's over, I'm going to change it. But hey, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good about this list, though. I'm feeling pretty good about the way it played. I've had some wins, I've had some losses, I've had some close games with it, and I'm learning. So yeah, I enjoyed this game for obvious reasons. My opponent was phenomenal, real good sport about everything, kept a positive attitude throughout the entire thing, so it was just a joy to play. Quick timeout. Banners, banners, banners. You want the banners. Get you some banners. These are the banners you want. Get those banners. There's no reason not to have the banners. Send them an email. Get the ball rolling. You owe it to your army. Alright, so yeah, it was a victory, total victory for Lord Tremendous. I lost nothing. Every single one of my units, although beaten or tore up a little bit, were all still alive. He got 0 points from me. He almost had the Warriors. I had the unit champion left. Well, you know what? That's not entirely true. He did get 25 points for getting my banner from the unit. So that was what he got. He got 25 points for the banner. He, on the other hand, lost everything. Every single one of his models was taken off the table. It was almost a flawless victory. Yeah, I feel good about it. I do, as arrogant and scumbag as that might be, and I just do. It's nice every once in a while to have one just a landslide in your favor. And after my high elf game where everything went in my opponent's way, it was nice to have a game where everything went my way. And but yeah, got to take them the way they're thrown at you. Definitely enjoyed this one. Definitely had everything going my way, and just everything from die rolls to positioning to charges to the situations. Just everything went my way. Magic rolls, everything. So yeah, I'm really happy with my current army list. I don't. The only thing I'm toying with doing is after the tournament, dropping a Chimera for another Mutalith, and that's more for fun reasons than anything smart or tactical. And you won't be seeing that until sometime in November if I do it. So yeah, just wonderful, wonderful army. But yeah, buddy, thank you for the game. Rematch when you're not mad at me anymore. I'm just kidding. He's not mad. But yeah, definitely looking forward to the rematch. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching this battle report as much as I enjoyed putting it together for you. Gotta admit, I'm really enjoying doing it, and I plan on doing it for a while. So if you have any kind of suggestions, pointers, tips, critiques, hate mail, whatever, send it to me. Anything that you tell me is probably going to improve the battle report. So I would appreciate it. And once again, thanks.